Hello widget watchers, welcome back to another video. In the next video, we are going to create this beautiful chat UI application. So this application will contain this beautiful opening animation for the splash screen, then the intro screen. Now when you tap onto this floating button, then it will redirect us to this homepage. So in this homepage we have user details and few option for chat, and contains few recent chat items. Now whenever user tap onto this button, like talk with memo option, then it will redirect us to this chat UI, where we will have this senders and receivers message bubble, and here below, we have this text field, in which user can type the message, and the send icon. So this was the basic UI. If you want to add some more feature in this UI, like, when user tap onto this plus icon, then some option should appear like attach photo, attach document or something else, so you can comment down below. Then I will add the video for that specific feature. So this was the basic UI, which we will going to create in this 3 video series. So in this specific video, we are going to create splash screen and the intro screen. So let's start. So here, I have this empty project. Now come into the lib directory, and here create a utils folder, and inside it create app colors file. So we are making this file because we are going to store all the colors in a single file, so that whenever we want to update some color, then we don't need to update the code in 10 different places. Update the code here, and it will be fine. So here let's create few colors like primary background color, secondary background color, and then create primary button color and the secondary button color, and then create primary card color and secondary card color. So this was the basic color which we are going to use in our application, and if we need some more color in the application, then we can directly add here. So now come into the main.dart file, and from here, remove these comments and remove this my homepage thing from here. Now come into the lib, and create new directory as screens, and inside it create a splash screen dart file. Now come inside it and here create a stateful splash screen class, and then import the material package. Now from here, remove this placeholder thing and here add the scaffold, and inside scaffold, add the background color as primary background color, then copy this class name and go to the main.dart file, and from here remove this my homepage and here add splash screen, then import this screen. Now that was it for the first part. Now run the application, then you can see we have our primary background color on the screen. So now let's move to the next part. Now here, in your route directory create assets folder, so in the asset folder we are going to store our icons, images and fonts. So first, let's create an icon folder, then create a images folder. Now in this image folder, add your app icon or let's say your app's logo, so I have added that. Now come to the pubspec file and from here add the path of your asset, so remove these comments and here, please make sure that indentation is correct, then add the path. So here in my case it's asset/images and then the other path is asset/icon, so I have added that. Now come to the splash screen and here add the body parameter, and then here add a column, then inside, add a stack widget. Please follow along with me, in a minute I'll tell you that why I have used this column and stack widget. Now here add your image, so I'm adding that. Now if you save the code, then our image is loaded. Yeah, so now here add alignment to the top center of this stack widget, then here add a container, and then here wrap this image inside align widget because, right now the image is not perfectly aligned to the center, so here add the alignment to top center. So now this is aligned to top center as perfect as we wanted. Now you may ask that why I have used the stack widget and container widget, so the reason for using these widget that I want a little bit gradient effect on the back side of image. This gradient thing will give more cooler look to the app splash screen. So that is why I am using a container. So here first, let's create a width variable which is going to measure the current width of the screen, so I have added that. Now come inside this container and add the width, and then the same height. Make sure that height and width should be same, because here I'm going to add circular gradient effect, that is why height and width should be same. Then here add the decoration parameter, then add the box decoration, and then for making it circular add the shape of this box as circle. Then here add the background and here add the radial background, and then add your 2 colors, so I have added secondary background color and primary background color, also add the const here. Now if you save the code, then here you can see that our image has this glow effect behind the image, but probably you can't see in this video because this background have very minute visual effect. But if you do the same thing in your application, then you will have a different experience of this rather than the plain background. So now for just showing you that how this making a much nice effect, let's set the background color of this scaffold as white. Now you can see we have this rounded gradient background. Then it's spared out to match the background color. Okay, so let's add the primary background color again. Now here add a sized box because our image is aligned to top, but we don't want that, so here add some height for this. Now this image is looking much good. Let's increase the height a bit more. Now it is perfect. Okay, now let's add custom font for that. So go to the Google Fonts site, and from here select any font which you want. I have selected this Josephine Sans fonts. Now here tap on this get font option, then download it, so it is downloaded. Now got to downloads folder, and then unzip this file, and now come in this folder, and inside this folder there is a static folder, which contains all fonts. So just copy this static folder and then come to your asset folder, and here create a new folder as fonts. Then add that static folder inside this font directory. Okay, now come to the pubspec file and here add your fonts. So I have added my font. You just do the same as I have done in this video. I'm going to use this light, regular and semi-bold font, so I have added just only these 3 files, so you can add as much as per your requirement. Then come to the splash screen, and here add the sized box, which will have some height. Then let's go to the app colors and here add the sizes for fonts, like large font size and other font sizes like this. We are creating these font sizes, so that all the text widget of our application can only use these font sizes, so that our app will have a consistent look. Here also add primary text color as white. Now here add a text widget and here add string like meet memo, so this is the name of our AI chatbot. Now let's add a style to this, so here I have added font size as extra large font size, color as primary text color, and I have added the font family and the font style. Now if you save the code, then you can see our text with the custom font family is appeared, and this was it. Now here come to the column widget, and here add the cross-axis alignment to the start. Yeah, this was perfectly aligned. Now wrap this column inside a container, and here add horizontal padding. Now it has some space from the left side. It is good. Now here add rich text, now here add the text span widget, then it needs the children, so again add a text span parameter, and now this time use text with text parameter. Now here add your string, then add the same text style here, but now because all these 2 text are not looking good, so here add sized box. Yeah, it is looking good now. Now copy this text span, and paste it here one more time, and here add your string as AI assistant. Now change the font color to the secondary button color from the primary text color. It is good now. Also add a space after this string, so yeah, it is nice. Now collapse this rich text, now add sized box again, and here add the text widget in which we will going to show the detail of our application, like memo is a AI assistant, which will answer all your questions. Ask here please. And then add the text style, so copy this text style and add one more time, but this time make sure that our font size should be small font size, but by using small font size, it's not readable, so here add the medium font size. So yup, now it's looking good. Now you can modify the sized box as per your requirement. I'm also modifying it to fit my UI needs. Now let's create floating action button, then here add the floating action button, and for the on tap method, let it be empty as of now, then add the child widget and then the icon, and here add forward icon. Then add the color for this as primary background color, then wrap this inside the transform.rotate, because we are going to show the icon in a bit tilted manner, so that is why I have added transform rotate. Then add the angle for this, then add the size for your icon, like the extra large font size. Now it is looking good. Now add the background color for this floating action button, so make it transparent, then wrap your icon inside the container widget, and here add the box decoration, and here we want that our floating action button should have the gradient color, so that is why we have added container. Now add the circular shape and add the gradient for this floating action button. So here I'm using primary button color and secondary button color. Okay, now it is looking good, but it is too small, so let's also add some height and width until it gets a nice look, so I have added that now and it is looking good. So yeah, it have a perfect size. Now let's align this floating action button to center, so for that add the floating action button location parameter, and here add the center float option. So this was it, so we have successfully created this entrance screen for our app now. So now widget watchers, in this second video, we will going to create this splash screen with this beautiful image enlarging animation, then this screen will redirect to the intro screen with this sliding animation, so let's start the video. So for doing that, first do one thing, that rename this as intro screen. So for doing that, press Command plus R, then change the splash screen to intro screen, then replace all the places where splash screen is used. Okay, now come to the lib directory, then inside screen folder, here create a new file as splash screen, then we have an error. Okay, so we already have a same name file, so we cannot create the same file with this name, so here just rename this file from splash screen to intro screen, then create a new Dart file as splash screen, and then here first create a stateful splash screen, then import the material package, then from here remove this placeholder and here add scaffold, then add the background color as primary background color, then here add the body parameter, and for body, just copy this stack widget from intro screen and add that same thing here. Now create this same width variable, so copy this from here and add it here. Then go to the main file and here re-import this splash screen, then run the app, and image is the top center line. So first change the alignment to center from top center, then also change it from this align widget, now it is perfectly center aligned. Now wrap this widget inside a container and here add some padding. Now, wrap this stack with the hero widget. If you don't know much about the hero, then I'll suggest you to check out my hero animation video. Okay, now for this hero widget, give it a unique tag. So here I'm adding here splash tag, then go to the intro screen and then here also wrap your this stack widget inside the hero widget, then give the same name here also. But why to add the same thing more than one time? So for reducing this thing, go to the app color and here define your tag and now use the same variable to these two places. Now come up above here and here create an initState method, then inside it add redirect to home screen method. Then create this method and inside this method I have added this future thing to wait for 2.5 seconds at this splash screen. Then it will redirect us to intro screen. Okay, now import the intro screen, now come to the initState, now come up above here and here create a boolean variable as is expanded, and assign the value to true, then come to initState and here also add the future delay and then here add setState and assign this true to is expanded, and from above here change its value to false from true. So you may ask why we have created this expanded widget. So we are creating this widget because on this splash screen we want to get this image a enlarge effect, so that is why we have created this widget. So that whenever user opens the app, then the image should get enlarged, then it will redirect to intro screen, so that is why we have created this variable. Now this wrap your hero animation inside an animated container widget, then here add the height and width for it, then add the duration of 1 second, so the animation should complete in 1 second. Okay, now stop the app and run the app and here the hero animation thing worked. But our enlarge image is not came, so let's check why this thing happened. So on the main file we have called the right screen, then come to this screen. Let's do one thing, stop the app and run it again, and then the same thing is happened. I guess there is something very wrong in our code, so let's find the issue. So come to here inside initState and here add that duration as 1000, okay, then rerun the app, and then the same thing is happened. I don't know what is wrong with this. Let's go to the redirect to home screen, and change this to 3000. Then rerun the app again. The same thing is happen. I guess something very wrong is going within our code, and yeah, I found the issue, so we have committed a mistake. We need to add milliseconds instead of microsecond. So yeah, that was a silly mistake. Now if you save the code then after 3 seconds, we are getting to redirect to the entrance screen and then sliding animation is working pretty fine now. Let's check why this enlarge image is not coming up, so before that also add the 1000 millisecond here, and then come to this animated container and here add condition that if is expended is true, then width is going to this, otherwise it is going to 0, and do the same for height part. So now save the code and you can see the enlargement thing is happening, but it is not correct. We want that this image should be get enlarged from the center, not from the side of the screen, so let's fix this issue. So fixing this issue. Remove the animated container from here and wrap this align widget inside the animated containers and add the same height and width with that specific condition, and add the duration of 1 second. Now if you save the code, then yeah, image is getting perfectly enlarged, but now this time the alignment is not correct. So for fixing that here go to the top container and here add the alignment as center, then this worked fine. Now if you save the code, then you can see the large image effect is coming from the center. Yeah, that was it. Now go to the initState and uncomment this redirect to home screen method, and now also add the animation duration to 700 millisecond, so that animation will complete very sooner, and change the splash screen duration to the 2000 from 3000, then if you save the code, then you can see the image is perfectly aligned and we are getting redirect to this intro screen as perfect as we wanted. So yeah, this was it for the second video. Now tomorrow we will going to see how we can design our home screen, so stay tuned till that. So widget watchers, in this third video, we are going to create this beautiful home screen for our chat app. So let's start the video. So now come here into the lib directory, and here create a home screen file. Then come inside this home screen and here create a home screen stateful widget, then import the material package, then from here remove this placeholder, and here add the scaffold widget, and inside this scaffold widget, add the background color as primary background color, then come to the intro screen, and here add the navigation logic to our home screen. So I have added that. Now first close these pages and save the code. Okay, now when I tap onto this floating action button, then we are redirected to our home screen. So this home screen as of now contained nothing, just a plain background color. So now come here and add the body parameter, then inside this body add container. First let's create a variable for calculate current width of the screen by using media query. So I have calculated the current width. Now come inside this container and here, first add the margin. Okay, now here add the child widget, and inside the child, first assign the single child scroll view, then for its child add a column widget, then here add children, then here add the main axis alignment to the start of the screen. Okay, now here first we are going to create the app bar for our homepage. So for that add this row widget and inside it add the children. Okay, then also here inside first add container, then add the decoration for it, and first we are going to show the side draw icon. So for that I've added the container, then added the decoration for it, then add the circular shape for it, then here add the color for this container. So here I have added the transparent color for this container. Then here let's add the child for this. So this is going to be a menu icon, but we are not going to use the default material icon. Instead of this, I have added this icon image inside my icons folder. Okay, so now close this icon, then here add the image.asset, then the path of icon in my case is it is asset/icon/menu png. Okay, now if you save the code, then you can see our icon is appeared on the screen, but it is too large, so let's fix this. So for fixing this, inside this image add the height parameter of it, and here add the extra large font size. Now save the code, and it is looking perfect. Okay, now from here change the color from transparent to the secondary background color. Okay, now save the code, but in this case icon is too small. Okay, so for fixing that, come into the container and here add some height and width for it. So I have added that, but still it's not looking good. So for that, let's reduce the width, but still it's not looking good. So for that, now let's add some padding here. So I have added the padding and it is looking good. Now also increase the pending so that it will have a professional look. So yeah, it is now looking much good. Now wrap this image asset inside rotated box widget, then here add the quarter turns, so that we can rotate our icon, then here add the quarters turns value to 2, so yeah, now this icon making much more sense. Okay, now copy this container and add it below here, and now remove the background color, and here we are going to show the user's profile picture, so we don't need this rotated box, so please also remove that. Now save the code and you can see that these two icons are tightly packed, so we don't want that, so come into the row widget, and here add the main axis alignment to space between, then save the code, and yeah, these icons are looking much perfect, or let's say these position are making much more sense. Now for showing the profile picture, I have added this image in my inside image directory. You can use whatever image you like, and so I have removed that container, and here I just simply added my image. Now our app bar thing is completed, so let's collapse this row, and here let's also calculate the runtime height, so I have added that. Now here add a sized box and here add the height. Okay, then here add a rich text widget, then here add text, and for text add text span, then for its children, again add a text span, then add text like hello, then add the text style for this text. So for that I have added text style, and I have made font size to extra large font size, font style to normal, then color to primary text color, then save the code, and you can see our text appeared, but it is too low from the app bar. So let's reduce the sized box's height until it's aligned at the perfect position. Okay, now let's also add the font family for this, and here also add the font family for this. So I want this hello should have lighter look, so I'm here adding a font weight to less bold. Okay, then copy this text from here and add one more time here. Let's type the username, then here increase the font weight so that it will have a bolder look, and you can see now hello Dino is looking perfect. Now go to the rich text and here add the text alignment property and here make it to start, and then go to the column widget and here add cross-axis alignment to start. Okay, now save the code and this is looking perfect. Okay, now copy this text style and then collapse this rich text, then here add a text widget, then here add a string like, how can I help you right now? Okay, then add the same text style, but in this case, please make sure to make font a bit bolder, then decrease the font size, and yeah, then save a code and it is appeared. So now let's add sized box between these two text, so I have added that and it is looking fine for me. Okay, and arrange the sized box height until it's not looking appealing to your eyes. Then again collapse this text, then here create a row widget, and inside this row widget here first add a container, then add the decoration parameter for it, then at the width of container. So the width of container is going to be 40% of the current width of the screen, then add the height. Now let's set the decoration for our box. Let's set a secondary background color, then save the code, then a container is appeared. Now add the sized box above this row widget, so that our text and this container have some space between them. Okay, now let's increase width a bit, then add the border parameter, and then here add the border radius, and we are going to have three side of radius same, but the right bottom left side radius should be larger than the other side. So add the radius for top left corner as 20, then copy this and add the same radius for top right and bottom right, and for the bottom left side increase the radius, then save the code, and it is looking fine, but I want to make my bottom left side to have more circular shape, so increase the radius for this corner. Then after this container add a column widget, then add the children, and for the children, copy this container widget, and add it 2 more times inside this column. Now change the height for this container, and add the background color for these. So here I've added primary card color for the above container, and secondary card color for this below container. Now change the radius for these, so for the right side container, I want to have more rounded corner on the right side, so change the radius according to that. And now save the code, and now these right side containers too much radius that, it's not even looking good, so let's first quickly change these radius until it's not looking good. And then save the code, and now it's looking good, but now these containers are sticked with each other, so let's give them some breathing space. So for that, come into this row widget, and here add the main axis alignment to space between, so now the vertical space is there. Now let's add some horizontal space, so for doing that, come inside this column widget and here add a sized box for this, then save the code, and now these 3 containers are looking much good. Now let's add some child widget for these containers, so for that, come into this left side container, and here add the child property, then, here add the column widget, then inside it add the children. And for children first add a container widget, and inside this container give it icon, and add the mic icon to it, then add the decoration parameter for the container, then here first add the transparent container color with the opacity of 0.5, then add the circular shape, then add the height and width for this container. Now come to the above container, and here add some padding, so that child elements have some space from the sides. Then come back to this container, and here change the opacity value until it's not looking appealing. Then go to this column widget, and here add the cross-axis alignment to start. Then add the icon size to large font size, then let's change this mic icon to outlined mic icon. Then here outside this container add rich text, okay, then add the text span, then for its children add the text span again, and then add the text. Now copy the text style from here above here, then add the same text style to it, okay, then change the color to primary background color from primary text color, then save the code and our text appeared, then here also add a sized box with some height so that icon and text have some space between them, and add the height of this as per your requirement, then copy this text span and add 2 more time. Okay, then here change the string like talk with memo, okay, then if you save the code, then all this string is coming together, so we want that it should come in different line, okay, so add /n after all the text, then save the code, and yeah, now it is looking perfect as we want it to be. Now come into our second container, and here add the child, then for child first add the column widget, then for its children, copy the above icon and its container widget, and the same thing here inside this column widget. Then change the icon to send outlined icon from mic outlined. Then add the text widget, and add the string like chat with memo, then add the style for it, so for the text style, add the font size as medium font size, then add the font family, then give the text color as primary background color. Then for its column add the cross-axis alignment to start, and main axis alignment to space evenly. Then wrap this column widget inside a container, and here add the padding for this container, and now save the code, and it is looking pitch perfect. Now copy this column widget, and then come inside this last container, and here for its child add the container, then add the same padding for left side as we have done above. Now add the same copied column widget inside this container, and from here change the string to search by image, then change the icon to any QR code scanner icon, then save the code, and it is looking perfect. Now this video is already 10 minutes long, so we will complete all the pending design tomorrow. Up until then, bye bye. So hello widget watchers, in the 4th video, we are going to complete this home screen, so let's start the video. So here up until now we have created the app bar part and these redirectional card. Now let's create the chat history part, so for that, just copy this sized box and now add it here, then come here and create a row widget, then add the children, then inside children here add the text widget, then here add recent search, okay, then add this style, so for this text style, copy the style from above here. Then add here and please make sure to change the font size from medium font size to large font size, then just increase the sized box's height, because as of now it is too close with the upper cards, so I have increased that. Now here decrease the font weight a bit and now copy this text widget and add the same text widget below this text, then add the string from recent search to view all, and then change the font size to medium font size and then here add the decoration parameter, then here add the text decoration underline, because we want that in the view all option. There should be an underline below the text, okay, then here add the text color to secondary button color from primary text color, then come above here on the row widget and here add axis alignment to space between, then save the code, and yeah, it's looking beautiful. Okay, now go to the lib folder and here create a new directory as widget, and then in the widget directory, create a Dart file as recent chat tile. So rather than creating same thing over and over again, we are going to create the chat tile at one place, and then we will use in our home screen. Okay, so let's here first create a stateful widget as recent chat tile, then import the material package. Then here create the variables which we are going to use in this widget. So here first thing we want to use icon data, then the icon background color, then the title of the list. Okay, now add all these parameter inside this constructor and mark all them as required, because we need all these 3 field inside our chat tile. Now on the above variable add the final, because once data assigned to them, then we are never going to change them, then here add the const. Okay, now from here, remove this placeholder and here add the container widget, then here inside it add the row widget, then for its children, here again add the container widget, then give it a height and width of 40. Then add the child and assign the icon to it, then inside icon assign the icon data, then here add the size of icon as medium font size, then add the decoration for container, then here add box decoration and add the circular shape for it. Then add the icon background color to this. Okay, now come below this container and here create a text widget, then into it assign the title, then here, add the text style. Okay, so for text style, first let's assign the text color as primary text color, then here give the font size to medium font size, then here add the font weight to 300, then add the font family, then here add the trailing icon. So just add one more icon because this icon is going the same for all the list tile, and then add the color for this icon, add primary text color and add size as medium font size. Okay, now here inside the text widget, assume that someone given a very large string. In that case we don't want that our UI will break, so here add the max line to 1, and then add the overflow behavior of this text, so we want that text overflow at ellipse so that when the whole width is consumed, then it will show ... thing after this text. Okay, now grab this container widget inside an expanded widget and then assign the flex to 1, then again wrap this text widget in expanded widget and then here assign the flex property to 7, and change the above property to 2. Okay. Then wrap this widget inside expanded and give it flex property to 1, now come to the home screen and then here add that widget after collapsing all that code. Okay, now after this row visit here add the recent chat tile widget and then assign the data. So for this icon data assign a male icon to it, then for icon background add the primary card color. Then here add the title to something like, recommendation for chat UI/UX design. Okay, now save the code and a list is appeared, but it's looking very ugly as of now, so first here add the sized box, so that it will have some space from our row visit. Then go to this recent chat tile widget and here, change the flex value, now add the sized box and give it a width of 10, or let's give it the width of 15, then inside the decoration parameter of the above container, here add the box decoration and add the border radius for all the corners. Okay, then add the color for it. Let's add transparent color with some opacity. Now also give the padding to it, so we want to give symmetric padding, then add the vertical padding and add value 7 to it. Then horizontal padding is 5 or let it to be 7, then come inside this container and from here, decrease the height and width of this container, and then from here increase the vertical padding a bit, and now it is looking perfect. Just make sure to increase the font size so that it will have a nice look. Okay. Now do one thing from here, remove this color thing and here add a gradient property, then here add linear gradient, and then add your color. I'm using transparent color with changing the capacity value. Okay, now save the code and it's looking nice. Now just replicate this recent chat tile to few more time, then change the icon data and color for these tile. And then save the code, and it is looking pitch perfect. So now this was it for this video. Now tomorrow is going to our final part for the chat screen, so till then just be the part of this video series.